Hey, what's going on guys? My name is Magic, and today I have an interesting video for you all talking about exozombies and a storyline theory that I came up with. Now, this isn't as much of a theory as it is confirmed, because everything that I say in this video can be backed up by listening to the radio transmissions and quotes that the characters in this game mode say. So basically everything that I will be talking about can be confirmed. However, the elaborations that I make on these things are more of the theories themselves. So the basic foundation of this video is truth. It's just I will make a couple of theories here and then. So the first thing I want to talk about is how Atlas is in control of these zombies. And number one, Atlas has a new pet. Now, in the loading screen, or not the loading screen, but the select map screen in the main menu before you get into the new game mode, it will have a little excerpt that you can read, and it says, Atlas's new pet has broke out of the lab and infested an entire compound. And I think the wording of this is kind of interesting because the way that they say pet, really a pet is kind of something that you own and control. I mean, it's not like they said Atlas's, it's not like it just said like a beast in Atlas's, compound broke out or something like that. It's specifically pets, saying that they have breeded these things and have them as their own and can technically control them. I just think the wording there is interesting. The second thing, is how Atlas was experimenting. Atlas was testing on humans. You can see human bodies in the biolab and the morgue. And they were testing to create some type of super soldier. And they found ways to manipulate some of the humans or the zombies' DNA to make them special infected, which is why we see zombies such as the electric zombie, the explosive zombie, the infection zombies that appear on infected rounds, and they even experimented with dogs, which is why we have zombie dogs in this game mode. Now, I don't know if I'm missing something here. I mean, my numbering goes 1, 2, 4, so I'm missing 3. Either I misnumbered these or I completely deleted 3 by accident, so I'm sorry if I missed something here, but hopefully I just misnumbered these. So anyways, moving on to the third thing, we have Atlas is always watching. Now, the care packages that are sent in are from Atlas. It's confirmed that they're from Atlas because all of the characters have lines that they say, those are Atlas care packages, they must be watching us. So that basically confirms that Atlas is always watching them, and the characters say they're always watching them via cameras. Moving on to number 4, we have passing the test, which is once you get all 50 of the security cards and report them to the computer, also known as Angie, it will tell you that if you have clearance to hear this message, then the test was a success.
Authorization accepted. If you have clearance to hear this message, then the test is a success. You have 24 hours to proceed to the rendezvous point and initiate phase 2. Good luck.
This means that the entire zombie outbreak was just a test. Why are these 4 characters being tested? Why did Atlas kill so many people just to test these 4 characters? What are they testing them for? Why are they experimenting on them? Moving on to number 5, we're moving back to how Atlas is always watching. Now we're going to be talking about how you escape via the Warbird. Now, every time you beat the Easter egg on this map, and you go outside to escape via the Warbird, Atlas will send a supply drop down, and it will take down the Warbird every single time. Atlas is always watching. The characters cannot escape. They're their pawns in this weird test scheme that Atlas is running. Now moving on to the last thing I want to talk about, and this is one of the most interesting things, is the radio transmissions. Now these are not hidden at all, these radio transmissions. You don't really have to do anything for them except die. Once your character dies, one of these 4 radio transmissions will play, and I will be playing them all right now for you to listen to.
Vitals are offline. They've been overrun.
Interesting. They lasted much longer than the others.
So, were the objectives met?
No, there's more work to be done. Initiate phase 2.
Satellite confirmed. They've been overrun.
Initiate recall. I want to know everything that happened.
They finally went down. 2 satellites have confirmed.
Put boots on the ground. We need to make sure.
Roger that. Calling it. Satellite confirms they've been overrun.
Excellent. Retrieve the specimens. Bring them in for further testing.
Roger that.
So, now that you've listened to all the radio transmissions, I just want to go over them and just tell you what they mean if you didn't quite get it. So the first radio transmission goes, "The first man, vitals are offline. They have been overrun." The woman replies, "Interesting. They lasted much longer than the others." And the man says, "So, were the objectives met?" The woman said, "No. There is more work to be done. Initiate phase 2. So the interesting thing about here is how the woman says, "Interesting. They lasted much longer than the others." What does she mean by that? Does that mean that they've tested on other specimens? That they've let the zombies loose and tested on 4 other characters or 4 other people in general? Or are they talking about how these 4 people managed to survive in this zombie-ridden facility and everyone else died? That's just something that I found interesting. And then the man said, "So were the objectives met," meaning that there is something behind this and that they're testing for something. And the woman replied saying, "No, there is more work to be done. Initiate phase 2. And phase 2 is the next map in this Exozombie storyline. Moving on to the next quote, we have the man saying, "Satellite confirmed they've been overrun." And the woman says, "Initiate recall. I want to know everything that happened." They want to know everything that happened down here because they are testing, obviously. Moving on to the third radio transmission. "They finally went down. 2 satellites confirmed." The woman replies saying, "Put boots on the ground. We need to make sure." Now what she means by that is put soldiers on the ground to just make sure that they have died and see what has happened. Again, they're testing them and just trying to find out what exactly happened down there. And now the fourth and final radio transmission is really interesting as well. The man says, "Satellite confirmed they've been overrun." And the woman says, "Excellent. Retrieve the specimens. Bring them in for further testing." Now this again this is basically phase 2. They are going to retrieve the specimens and bring them into phase 2, which phase 2 is the maps. They're probably going to pick them up in some kind of ship and then bring them over to the next map and just test them again. So, most likely we will be keeping these characters, Jon Bernthal, John Malkovich, Rose McGowan, and Bill Paxton. We will be keeping all of these characters, most likely, unless somehow they died and we're getting new characters. But for the most part, these radios confirm that these characters will be moving on to the next map. So that's it for this video. That's all I wanted to talk about. I want to know what you guys think. Tell me in the comment section below what you think about this video and all this information. Tell me if you're enjoying the Exozombies DLC. For me personally, it's pretty good. I'll have a review out eventually. I think there could be things that could be tweaked in it to make it a much more enjoyable experience. But for the most part, I think it's decent, you know. So yes, that's it for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. Click the like button and subscribe if you're not done so already. My name is Magic, and I'm out.
Living good, I've been living good.